Hello, this is Mel Thompson, and this is a podcast and a series of podcasts about political risk. Today I'll be discussing the Nigerian float system and how the changes are going to be made soon and what other policy changes are not going to be made soon. Now, Nigeria's central bank has decided to change its float system and peg its currency at a flexible exchange rate policy. The Nigerian naira is likely to settle at around 250 to the dollar after the change. The current exchange rate is 197 to the dollar, and this has been in place since February of 2015. What is uncertain are any potential follow-up moves by Nigeria that will reduce fiscal and external imbalances. One such move would be to allow the naira to fall to absorb some of the shock to the economy from a plunge in the oil prices and the revenues from those oil plunges. Now, the Nigerian nation is a member of OPEC, and it is also a major oil producer. So the plunge in oil prices is a major adverse economic problem for them. And the fact that the revenues have dropped to the degree that they have means that it had to be something done. But the problem and the question that is now at the forefront is, are these changes more cosmetic than substantive? In essence, we are seeing a nation that has structural flaws in its economy, and they need to be changed and adjusted on a macroeconomic level. The exchange rate moves, while welcome, are still not enough. Furthermore, it is very telling that Nigeria wants to do this its way, without any external direction. This is obvious due to the fact that there has not been a request by the Nigerian government for input or even help from the IMF. This lack of contact with the IMF signals to me that Nigeria is making the exchange rate move as a cosmetic change, but will not immediately change the structural flaws that have come to haunt that economy. The reduction in oil prices have never, ever been contemplated. And that is the number one problem here when you start looking at changes in the flawed structure of the economy in a macroeconomic sense. They never, ever assumed this would happen. There's no mechanism in place to actually shore up an economy like this where you never contemplated a drop in oil prices. This is their main bread and butter, and they never thought the gravy train would ever hit a bump in the road, yet it has. There still is not one single policy change other than the exchange rate change that I can see that gives me a great deal of confidence that the structural flaws in their economy are going to be addressed in a macroeconomic sense. Nigeria is on the right track. However, it is not a stable economy that can weather any further storms. And for that reason, it remains a foreign direct investment target that must be viewed with great caution and approach in incremental steps. This has been Mel Thompson.